Hi, guys. It's Tammy Van Hollander of Mainline Play Therapy. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about vaccines and how I can support kids and parents as well. This came up today when a nurse asked me a question who is not a pediatric nurse, but she volunteered her time to be giving the COVID vaccine out to young children. And they were really upset. Kids were being pretty much held down. And she really asked, what do we do? What do nurses do when we don't have that experience in pediatrics? And it really got me thinking, for so many of these children who are getting vaccinated, they're getting vaccinated by fantastic, wonderful nurses, but they may not have the experience of working with little ones who are really fearful. So I just started Googling some things and doing a little research and just wanted to share some of the things that stood out for me and ways that I hope this would be helpful for all of you. So, first, talking about introducing the vaccine to your kids. It's so important when we're introducing the vaccine to be able to ask questions of the child. As parents, we work so hard to just jump in, then really just giving them time to process. So ask them, how does a child feel about getting the vaccine? Do they not want to get it? Do they want to get it? How much do they know about the vaccine? And I love this in one of the videos that they had said that the Child Life team likes to describe the vaccine as a superhero shield to protect us from sickness caused by germs, said Rumble. The vaccine will teach your body to fight against COVID germs to keep you safe and healthy. We never want to dismiss your child's fears. So if your child is feeling really anxious and worried, we don't want to say, oh, it's no big deal. Oh, it's just a poke. We want to validate that shots can be scary. We actually want to use the word vaccinations or immunizations rather than shots, because even the word shots can have negative connotations and could be scary, but we want to validate their feelings. Another research study showed that in 2019, over 60% of kids 10 and under are scared of needles. So we have to recognize that this is normal. Fear of needles is normal. We want to make sure to tell them in advance. I can't tell you how many of my clients and how many stories that I've heard is that we need to just tell them when they get there, because the anticipatory anxiety is so high that we just have to do it that way. When you do that, you are basically your children are not going to trust you as much. You are betraying their trust by just taking them to the doctor or putting them in the car and then them getting the vaccination without having any preparation. So, although they may freak out, although they may have fear of needles, you need to tell them in advance and find different ways to help prepare. That is our job, to help kids be able to process big feelings and to give them that safe and protected space. We're going to tell them what to expect, that it may just hurt for a second, but that their body is going to be healthy for a longer time. We're giving them opportunities to play it out. As a play therapist, we're doing a lot of playing it out. Get a doctor's kit or pretend needles and you have them play it out on a stuffed animal or a doll, or have them play it out on you. What a great way to be able to connect with your child through play. Through play is the child's word. So let them play out some of these feelings that they have. I have noticed what I'm hearing with some of the kids that I'm working with who are getting vaccinated, that they're planning birthday parties, but they're waiting to see who else can get vaccinated. And once they have these vaccinations, then they won't have to wear masks as well. And parents need to be aware of their own anxiety. I know this one is really hard, but kids are going to read your energy. If you're anxious, they're going to be anxious. And especially if you're a parent who had the vaccine and may have gotten sick on the vaccine, and your child witnessed that, of being aware of that piece of it and letting the child know that kids get sick much less often than adults do, but really being aware of the anxiety, because for parents, the fear of their child having the fear of needles can surpass so many of the other anxieties. So just do what you need to do to reset yourself. And we want to talk about the vaccine in positive ways. Focus how they're doing something for the greater good, that they are being superheroes, that they now can make a difference by being vaccinated, and that they're keeping more people safe. And here are some helpful questions that you can ask your child to prepare them for the vaccination. You could ask them if they want to watch a video or to sing a special song with you. Uh, do they want to sit on your lap, or do they want their hand held? Often kids may want a special stuffed animal or a comfort toy. In the playroom, we make worry dolls so they can tell their worries to the doll. We make stones for them to hold onto the stone and to focus on the stone. So many things. Something for them to have that's tactile to hold on to is going to be really comforting for them. Do they want the nurse to count down to 10, or do they want the nurse just to do it? And we're going to walk them through the vaccination process. Like I said before, it's important to use words like vaccination instead of shot, and to give them as much information as possible. If you're going to a large place, let them know it's going to be a large place, that they're going to check in and they're going to need to wait. They may have to wait after they get the vaccine. I don't know the answer to that question. I know for adults they did. Um, and also practice role modeling. If your child's getting a vaccine, that you should have already had the vaccine as well. A really important one in terms of kids who are having really big feelings and they may be in the midst of a temper tantrum. You never ever want to hold a child down. If you're holding the child down, it is incredibly traumatizing for them. So if it's too much, what you're going to do is you're going to leave and you're going to walk away, and there'll be opportunities for a redo. Children can always have opportunities for a redo, but if they're being held down, they still have to come back for a second shot. So we need for them to associate this with a really positive atmosphere, and for it to be a nurturing environment. So if your child has many sensory issues or gets overwhelmed easily or overstimulated easily, make sure then you make an appointment maybe with a pediatrician. So it's somebody that your child knows, somebody who your child has a relationship with. It is not a stranger, and it's a familiar atmosphere. That piece is really important. And it's always fine to reward them for bravery. So let them pick of what do they want to do after they get the vaccination. Do they want to go to a special restaurant? Do they want to pick out a special toy? They are allowed to be rewarded for their bravery. So I hope that this is helpful. This is just some more guidance with lots of people having lots of questions. And the more that I can support parents and support kids, the better off we all are. So take care. Feel free to visit me at mainlineplaytherapy.com.